Okay, so this will be the next video in the series. It's going to go over basics of closing a Windows application. Okay, so here are the steps for closing the Windows application. Basically, step one is we have to process the VM window message close message. So WM close. This message is sent to the main window procedure to inform the application that the application is about to close. Okay, in response to this message, the application should prompt the user to confirm if they want the application closed. If the user is okay with closing the application, then we're going to call destroy window function from the VM close message. Okay, the destroy window function is going to do a number of things for us. First, it will send a VM destroy and VM non-client destroy message to the window that can deactivate, and the keyboard focus can be removed from the window. It will also destroy the window menu, timers, and will flash Windows queue as well. It will remove keyboard ownership from the program. It will destroy the child windows. It will destroy modeless dialog boxes created with create dialog function. So the next step then, after that, we're going to process the VM destroy message, okay, which we're going to receive from the destroy window function. And then the window destroy message, this message is sent to the window procedure of a window that is being destroyed. It is sent after the window has been removed from the screen, so you can no longer see it. So at this point, you can use this basically to free up any memory that you use. If you allocated dynamic memory, if you had some dynamic memory allocation done in your program, at this step you can release that memory. So you can use this to release any dynamically allocated memory or delete any lists or any other items that use dynamically allocated memory. Once you do that, once all the memory has been freed up, you call the post with message function. And the post with message function will post WM quit message function to the message queue and return immediately. When the WM quit message is retrieved from the message queue, the program should end and return the control to the operating system. So let's look at the procedure here. So here's the thing. So let's say we click on File and exit from the menu here. The first thing what will happen, a VM command message is going to be placed into the message queue for your window. Then the main application, the main function is going to use this while loop that we discussed before. It's going to get the message. So it's going to retrieve the WM command message from the message queue, and then going to dispatch using the dispatch message function to our main window procedure. The main window procedure here, we go here down here. So it's going to process the VM command message, and it's going to extract the low word of the W parameter. And in our case, it's 101. So what happens here is that when we created our menu here, so the menu item exit here had the 101 identifier with it. Okay, so that's how it knows which menu item was selected. So now that we go here, so we get the 101. So based on the exit command from the menu, we're gonna use the send message function to send to our window a WM close message. So here we go. The WM close message is being sent. So think of send messages, as we discussed before, as basically bypassing the message queue. Even though this may not be 100% correct, it's easier to think that way. So any send message, think of it as bypassing the message queue, while post message, basically posting message to the message queue. Okay, so like post message basically posts a message to the message queue and returns immediately. Send message basically sends a message and waits for the response. Okay, so that's the main differences. But it's easier to think of it as if you basically bypassing the message queue if you request, if you call the send message function. So this send message now, we process this. So we put VM close message back. So it goes back here. So we have back to our main window procedure, but this time we are processing WM close message. So WM close message, we go down here. So when we receive this message, we prompt, here's a message box. So we're going to prompt our user for confirmation if they want to exit or not. If the return value from the message box is IDS, in our case, this is what it says that's what we want, then we're going to call destroy window. So destroy window, it's going to do the number of things that we discussed here before. So basically, it's going to go up here. So basically, it will deactivate, it will send a VM destroy message to our window. It will remove clipboard ownership from the program. It will destroy child windows. It will destroy models dialog box created, and so on. It will also send a message, remove focus from the window, okay, and then it will send VM destroy message to us, okay, and then destroy window will also basically remove the window from the screen, okay. So now that we have that, we're going to process the VM destroy window. So basically, the destroy window function will send a VM destroy message again. So we're going back up to the top, and we're going to receive a VM destroy message at this point. So now we go down here, and in our case, VM destroy message, we are processing that. So we don't have anything, we don't have any dynamically allocated memory, so we're not cleaning up anything here. We don't have to clean up anything here. And we are just, what we are doing? We're just calling the post quit message with a 0 value. So what this does for us, the post quit message basically will post a quit message to our message queue. So we go up here all the way down to VM quit, so that when the next time the get message function is retrieved, it's called, it retrieves the VM quit message, and VM quit message happen to be 0. So the get message return value here, the return value is 0, in which case the program will end at that point. As soon as VM quit is retrieved from the message queue, the message loop will end and the program will quit. So we're going to exit, then this will end, and then we'll basically just, I didn't put it in here to save space, but we will just return 0 and that's it, and the program will end for us at this point. Okay, yeah, so it's a multi-step process to end this application. Now, here's what happens next. Let's assume if you were to click this X here to close the application. The difference between what I just described and clicking the X is that instead of getting VM command message, you're going to get WM_system command message. In the system command message, because we are not processing any system command message, would be passed onto your default window procedure. So let me look in the code here. So if let's say we click on the X there, would be go to this default window procedure, which then default window procedure would send VM close message to us. So we'll go back to the VM close here, and we will process this again here, and then we call this. Then we would call destroy window after confirmation. If we want to destroy, after we receive the confirmation, it's okay to exit. We would destroy this window, okay, and then the destroy window would call our window, would basically send up to our main window procedure VM destroy message, which in turn would call post quit message here when we process the VM destroy message, and then we would go back to the message loop here, our message loop. There you go here. Okay, here's our message loop. So we got the message here, VM quit. The return value of this would be 0. It will equal to 0 basically because VM quit is 0. And we would exit this message loop. Basically, we would bypass everything here. It will just exit from it. And we'll call it return 0 and exit the program. Okay, so let's do this. We compile it here. Okay, so look, so this is our, so here, so file exit. We asking for the confirmation. We say yes, and program ends. Okay, let me just close this here. And then next thing is like, let's do it again. So let's say we close this thing. Again, we put system command, which calls again VM close. So again, it's during the VM close message, we're processing the exit application. So let's assume we click yes, and process begins again. Okay, and ends. And then final thing, this same thing happened when you go to close this thing. Again, VM, so first is sent VM system command is being sent to the window procedure, which is being passed on to the default window procedure because we're not processing that message ourselves. And then VM close message is being sent back to our function, to our main window procedure function, and then goes from there to the VM destroy and post quit message functions. Okay, and then exits. And then one final time. So here's what happens if we decide not to close. Let's say we go file exit, but we choose not to. So it still continues to run. Okay, so now let's exit from here. So yeah, so that was basically like a short video, but it's, you know, sometimes people have difficulties understanding the procedure to properly close this window. So it's a multi-step process. So first, when you get a command from the menu, you process the command. That command will send message. VM close message will be sent to the window procedure. Then we're going to process the VM close message. The main purpose of VM close message is basically just to confirm, to ask the user to confirm if they really do want to close it. It wasn't an accidental, that they by accident pressed the exit button. Okay, if they do confirm that they want to in fact close the window, we will call destroy window function, which will do a number of things. One of which basically is going to try to hide the window from the screen, so that we can do further background processing on it. And then we're going to receive a VM destroy message, after which window has been removed from the screen already. During the VM destroy message, you basically would deallocate any dynamic memory that you had, or you would release any dynamic memory, and you would basically call the post quit message function. Once the post quit message function has been placed into the queue, the messages that are already there will be processed by the get message loop. Here, this would process all the messages until you would get to the WM quit message, which would be the last one. And after that, at that point, this function would, the while loop would end, and you would return 0. Basically, with the function, the while loop would end, and with that, the program would end at this point. Okay, so this was just basically a short video explaining how to properly close the window application. Okay, thank you.